Hey Eagles fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into the Eagles Report, and today we have a lot of fresh Eagles news and rumors for you here, as we always do on this new Eagle-focused YouTube channel. Please go ahead and subscribe if you guys like this video. It would greatly help out me being able to create more and more content for you guys on a daily basis. A lot of news has happened since we last talked over the, 2 or 3 days ago. The Eagles are gearing up for Dallas, and yet there seems to be some controversy in-house. Let's jump right in with an anonymous Eagles player criticizing Carson Wentz and the offense. As Josina Anderson from ESPN reported on NFL Live just the other day, she spoke to an anonymous Eagles player who was very, very critical of Carson Wentz and very critical of the offense, saying, quote, "We need to make blank simpler. Sometimes you need to just handle what is manageable. Even Peyton Manning knew when to check it down." This anonymous source went on to say that they throw the ball to Zach Ertz too much, who's been targeted 111 times this year. And he also said that Carson Wentz is not a good deep ball thrower. These are all things that the anonymous source had to say. So that begs the question. Who is the anonymous source? Who is this player, probably on the Eagles offense, who's calling out Carson Wentz? And why is this another instance of an Eagle player giving a little bit of criticism to the star franchise quarterback Carson Wentz? Well, I have a theory on who it might be. Think about who's in a contract year in the Eagles offense. Think about who's not getting a lot of targets, not getting a lot of touches. Yes, you starting to think about it? It's the much maligned receiver, especially this year, Nelson Agholor. That would be my guess on who this is. Again, it's just a guess, but he's in a contract year. He's done basically nothing this year besides drop the game-winning touchdown and drop another game, or drop a bunch of other big catches later on in the other games. But the Falcons game looms large there at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I would argue this is probably Nelson Agholor, but it is interesting. Not the first time Carson Wentz has been criticized. So maybe Wentz has got to stop throwing the ball, forcing the ball down the field as he's done over the past couple of weeks. Now, that could be a very honest critique, but the fact that he wanted to take this, whoever this is, anonymously to Josina Anderson at ESPN shows might be a little more going on inside the Eagles locker room than we actually think. Question for you guys. Who do you think called out Carson Wentz? You think it's Nelson Agholor? Think it's someone else? Could be someone on the defense? I'd probably go offense, but I'm going to go with Agholor. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. All right, another anonymous player, maybe the same one, but another anonymous player, told ESPN's Josina Anderson that Howie Roseman, Eagles GM, quote, dropped the ball by not trading for Jalen Ramsey. Yes, just a couple days, I think a day after the LA Rams went ahead and gave 2 first-round draft picks and a 4th-round draft pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars corner Jalen Ramsey. Someone else on the Eagles team anonymously spoke to Josina Anderson. I don't know why we keep anonymously speaking to Josina Anderson, but they too said they should have, or they were critical of the Eagles by saying they should have traded for Jalen Ramsey because everyone knew what it was going to cost, and the Eagles did not want to pay it. Now, we talked about this a couple days ago, and the fact that the Eagles didn't want to give up 2 first-round draft picks and a 4th-round draft pick for a cornerback in a contract year who has been, let's be honest, kind of a hothead on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, would he improve the Eagles secondary? Yes, the Eagles secondary is completely dismantled right now. You watch film, they're getting torched game in and game out. But what people need to realize is you have Crayvon LeBlanc coming back. You have Avonte Maddox coming back. You have Jalen Mills coming back. The secondary could be getting a lot better over the next couple of days. And I'd argue if they were just, middle of the pack in the NFL, they could probably hold their own. The Eagles would not be 3-3, probably be 4-5-1 or 4-2 or whatever you want to say. The secondary has definitely blown a lot of games, and Jalen Ramsey would help. But I don't know, again, if it's necessary to go calling out your GM, calling out your football team anonymously to ESPN just to stake your claim that you are upset the Eagles did not give away the future for Jalen Ramsey. Let me ask you guys this. Would you have given up 2 first-round picks for Jalen Ramsey? Honest question. Would you have done it? If so, let me know in the comments why. If not, then you are in agreement with me. Let's hold out. There are a lot of cheaper corners that could be on the trade block. Denver's Chris Harris Jr. is one that kind of is sparking my interest right now. Would not cost 2 first-rounders. So maybe they are going to go cheaper here and still get one. How about what Howard Eskin, the Eagles Sideline Reporter, said on 94 WIP the other day? Let's move on here. He says basically he's guaranteeing the Eagles are going to make a move before the NFL trade deadline, which is a couple of days away, really, on October 29th. Now, he did not specify that it was going to be a corner. Here's what he said. I'll give you guys the full quote. He said, quote, "I would say there's a 95% chance, yes, you can add players. I don't know if it's going to be a corner. Remember, you got players coming back. They're getting players back. We forget about Crayvon LeBlanc, who played really well last year. Avonte Maddox, who did a good job for them too. He also went on to say you've got 3 guys coming back, including Jalen Mills, so you can do different things. I don't know if they're going to go out and get a corner. I think they might get a wide receiver just in case Deshaun Jackson, even when he comes back, he could get hurt, and you want to protect yourself against that injury. But I do believe they will do something. I would actually bet on it. So, what do you guys think about this? Should the Eagles be making a trade deadline move? I think I would have to agree with Howard Eskin, who's very well respected in the Philadelphia area. If you don't know who it is, as a reporter, he's a sideline reporter for the Eagles at the radio station, the flagship of the Eagles, 94 WIP. He's like a big deal, big time. Anyway, I think that they're going to make a move. I think you got to remember wide receiver is probably an option, especially with Deshaun Jackson, who's day-to-day right now, might not play against the Cowboys. They would probably make a move for a corner if they could pick which position they wanted to fix right now. But don't rule out defensive end as well. As you look at some of these other teams, perhaps up in Denver, perhaps down in Jacksonville, who might be selling at the trade deadline, defensive end could be another addition for the Eagles pass rush, which has been kind of less than mediocre minus the Jets game where they had 10 sacks. So, Eskin believes the Eagles are going to make a trade. I would agree with him. I think your 3 positions are defensive end, cornerback, and wide receiver. We'll just have to wait and see. I think after the Dallas game, if they win, because if they lose, then you're 3-4, and you got to kind of think about this. If they win the Dallas game, and it's close, and they still have holes, and it's all shown there, they might make a move coming up next week. We'll cover that, of course, here on the channel, so be sure to subscribe. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Okay, final bit of news and rumors here. Jason Peters looks like he's not just going to miss the Cowboy game, but might miss the Bills game the next coming week up there in Buffalo. As, of course, Jason Peters suffered the knee injury in the loss to the Minnesota Vikings. He's not going to play against the Cowboys, which means that Andre Dillard, the rookie, is going to start at left tackle against the boys, and now most likely against the Bills as well. I love Jason Peters. He's a Hall of Fame left tackle. But at the same time, how often this season have we watched Jason Peters come out of the football game because he's hurt for some reason, and you go, oh no, he's gone, and then, he comes back. So maybe it's time just to put Andre Dillard in there. Everyone was very high on him whenever we drafted him in the mid-20s of this year's NFL draft. Put him in, let him work. He's been pretty decent so far. Let's see what he does the next couple of weeks. If he plays well, then maybe you just go ahead and let him keep the job, as of course Jason Peters will probably retire after this season. There we go. All the time we have for today on our Philadelphia Eagles, news and rumor video on the Eagles Report here on YouTube. Again, we're just getting the channel started. I know we're small, but we're going to be growing, so give it a like, give it a comment, and subscribe. That would greatly, greatly help the channel because we want to be the #1 Eagles report channel on YouTube. We're going to do that with your help over the next couple of weeks and months. Again, for the Eagles Report, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. Let's go beat Dallas on Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day.